Hello, my name's Duncan, and welcome to Back Away from Donkey Back Books. This is a tag video. I've done a few the past few weeks, and probably ease up on them soon. But I had to do this one. I was tagged by Gavin at GenreBooks, and it's one to do with the Tour de France. And as I used to be a cyclist, I know, looking at me now, you wouldn't believe it, but I did. I used to cycle and I used to race and lots of things, but it's a story for another time. I thought I had to do this one. So I've got the questions here, and hopefully I can answer them all. And I think yes, it was an original tag by Gavin, so it's a pleasure for me to do this one. So, there's 10 prompts on it, and I'll start with the first one. Le Grand Depart. A memorable preface, introduction, or opening line. Well, to me, one of the best opening lines ever is in Christopher Priest's Inverted World. Here's my copy there. And it's just a great, great line, which I will read to you. I had reached the age of 650 miles. This is the best opening line ever. I'll say it to you again, just in case you. I had reached the age of 650 miles. And the whole of that line just makes you think, what? How? Why? And I think that whole line just sort of, in some ways, sums the book up. And I think it's a great opening line. Christopher Priest, Inverted World. If you've not read it, you should do. I now want to read it again, even though I've not read it for quite a few years. Maillot Vert, a book under 150 pages. I read a lot of sort of lower, sort of numbered books, but I'm going to go for a book everybody should read. So you should do. H.G. Wells' The Time Machine. It is the sort of granddaddy of time travel books, really, even though there was some before this. This is it. If you've not read it, it's nice, thick, quick read. Sit there in the afternoon, you can read it. And these Oxford World's Classics editions of some of the Wells books are really, really nice. They've got some great introductions and stuff on them. So if you're looking for copies, those are worth buying. Question 3. King of the Mountains. A book that you persevered with and are glad that you did. I'm going to put that one as a book I read 2 years ago. I actually read it in ebook form, which is quite unusual for me. It's Kings of a Dead World by Jamie Mollett. And it's taking the idea that was used originally in Philip Jose Farmer's Daywell books, which are fantastic books, by the way, of basically putting people into suspended animation because of overpopulation. That's all I'm going to do. But this book is grim. It is grim, and it is a grind to get through. I remember reading it thinking, this is just so grim. And there's about 3 different story threads, and they all sort of... Do they converge? They sort of converge to a degree. But there's these different story threads. But when I got to the end of the book, I was so glad that I'd finished it, and I really, really liked it in the end. Which is one of my things about don't give up on a book too soon. Just don't give up. Just finish them, because you never know what a book's going to be. Like that one, until the last 20 pages, I thought I hated it. So yeah, Kings of Dead World, Jamie Mollett. If you want a nice... It is a bit of a... Not a struggle, it's just a bit grim. So if you're not in the right mind. So yeah, there's that one. So question 4. The Maillot Jaune. A book where yellow is prominent. I had to think about this. I thought, okay, have I got any books where yellow is prominent? And I thought, the obvious one. The really obvious one. This is a biography of Eddie Merckx, the greatest Tour de France rider and the greatest cyclist ever. And it's a great one. If you don't know about Eddie Merckx, look him up. And I said, if you can get hold of this book, it's well worth a read. And it's by William Fotheringham, who's a well-known cycling writer. Lantern Rouge. A book you are late to. I think the easiest one of that is the Eye of the World, the Wheel of Time books. I am very late to those. Hors category. What's the hardest book you've read or failed to read? Well, I don't fail to read. I'm of the opinion I read it, even if I hate it. Because, as I said from the question before, is because you never know. Sometimes in the last 20 pages, a book will come together. These people who give up after 50 pages, I don't get at all. The only time I would ever do that is if it morally offends me, because it's just such a disgusting book. But I don't think I've ever come across a book like that. So I was trying to think of books that I've had a real grind through that I've just forced myself to read. One, only because I mentioned it in a video the other week, was World War Z by Max Brooks, which I just didn't like. Just didn't think it was well done. I'm confused about the popularity of it. Can I think of any others I've sort of worked my way through, not particularly liked? Nothing else really comes to mind. There's probably loads of them, but my brain's a bit shot. So, Endurance, your favourite series? You ask me a different week and it'll probably change. I think, put it down to 2 at the moment. Raymond Feist Rift War Saga. It's not perfect, but probably one of my favourite series. Brian Aldiss's Heliconia trilogy, Spring, Summer and Winter. Spring, Summer, Autumn, Winter. Spring, Summer, Winter. Can't remember. So 3 or 4 books. I think it's 3 books. Anyway, those ones, and obviously Lord of the Rings and all those sort of things. Flip Joseph Farmer Day World series, really love that. I said it changed on the day of the week. So there's a few I've thrown out I love. Champs-Élysées, your favourite Paris novel? I don't think I've got a Paris novel. I can't think of a book that I've got that's even got Paris in it. I read an Alistair MacLean book many, many years ago called Hostage Tower, which was about people taking hostages on the Eiffel Tower. I can't remember whether it was any good, but I remember the book. But yeah, I don't think I really have a Paris book. Lance Armstrong, have you ever cheated to get to the finish quicker? No. It's my honest answer. I've always finished books. I said it's very rarely that I'd abandon a book. Very rarely. I cannot remember the last time I ever did. It might be a case that I put a book down and come back to it 6 months later, but very rarely I totally abandon a book. So yeah, I can't think of anything that. And then the next one is tag others. For the BookTube team. The problem is Gavin seems to have tagged half the people I would have tagged. So I'm probably going to leave it blank, because if you've not been tagged by him and not been tagged by me, that's it. But anyway, it's a great little tag. Anyway, I will speak to you very soon, and hope you enjoyed that quick tag. And bye for now.